I got one thing to say, yo. Cash me outside.
Have fun, lads and lassies. You're going to have a great time there this evening on Atlantic Avenue.
I'll be showing you guys how I light up my wedding receptions using these cheap lights that, well, to me, they're cheap. But I don't know, to some of you they might be expensive, but they're like kind of the cheap lights. They're like about 100 and something, 120, 116, somewhere around that range, like 100 and in the lows, you know. This is not a video about where I put the lights, on how I set it up and stuff. It's a video on what I use to light up the wedding reception. So I use this brand. I've never used any other kind of lighting yet, and I would love to try different lights, but for now this is what I can afford. They're from a company called yongnuo. But this brand, this design is like, it's I think it's like a generic brand, you know, like things made in China, whereby it's just one thing, but companies get that thing and put their own name on it, you know, different brand names, but it's actually the same thing. So these lights are kind of the same, whereby you can get them from yongnuo, or you can get them from Newer and all these other brands that also use the same, you know, probably the same manufacturers, and just put their own name on it. So, but anyway, so these lights, I can speak for these lights because I've personally used these lights for almost all my weddings. And of course, there's other brands like, you know, the more expensive brands out there, but I haven't used any of those other kind of lighting, and I can't speak on spotlights and all these other types of lighting. I can speak for these lights because I've personally used these at my weddings, and I've got like about 4 of these lights. So yeah, so they're good lights, and they do their job for the price that you get them on. They do their job. So I recommend that you guys go and if you're looking to light up your reception and you don't have anything yet, you try these lights. If you have something that you use and it works for you, that's good. But if you're looking to get something for your reception to, you know, light up your reception better, I recommend that you get these lights if you kind of like on a, like, you know, which way should I go kind of thing. But these are cheap lights, and you will save a lot of money, and they're gonna do their job. So I'll show you guys a few examples of how I've used them at weddings, at wedding receptions. And the other thing is, you can have a low light camera like the A7S, A7S2, GH5S, all those low light cameras, or, you know, Canon C100, whatever. You can have all those expensive camera bodies, and expensive lenses, but lighting also helps. You know, that's why that's why photographers always have flashes on their cameras, because they can have the low light, you know, bodies that are going to work good, but without the flash, without the light to help, they're not going to look as good. You know, they might look as good, but not as good as when you add a little bit of light to that. So that's what I do. I use the A7S for my weddings, but I add a little bit of light to it. You know, I even use the 6300, and the lighting helps with that. So I'll show you examples of how I use this in reception. And I can tell you, before I had these lights, my footage was, you know, it was grainy. And also another thing is, I upgraded my camera too, so the camera body helps, the lenses help, but the lighting also helps. You know, you can have that stuff, but you need this, and you can have this, but you also need a little bit of upgrade on that. So it goes hand in hand, but the lights are really going to help. These lights are really going to help during your receptions, you know. Anyway, so this video was dedicated to this brand of lights that you guys can use for your wedding receptions. These are the cheap lights that you can get, like, you know, under like, you know, 100 and change. they're really good lights and they do their job. So if you guys are looking on the fence and kind of look into what to get next or what to get to add to whatever you have, I would recommend you get the yongnuo brand. I don't know if that's how they pronounce it. Yongnuo, Nuho. If you are investing in your business, if you're putting money into your business, 100 and something for an equipment that will change the way your films look, to get you new clients, to get you more clients, to get you more business, it's not a big investment. You know, it's not a big investment. A big investment would be 500, 1,000 and up. I mean, of course, you know, what's a big investment to me might not be the same to you. So I'm just saying, to most people. And to some people in other countries, even $120 to them is a lot of money, you know, to buy this light. So to me, I'm in the US, I'm going to say, oh, these are 100 and something, they're cheap lights. But in another country, they're expensive lights. So I don't know how to go about that. But anyway, so the other good thing about these lights is you can change the white balance on these lights. I usually don't use this, don't do all that, you know, white balance with the lights, and I don't even do white balance in my camera, you know. I just leave it on the automatic white balance, you know, because I do a lot of tweaking and I have my own LUTs that I put on the things, and you know, I do a lot of tweaking and stuff like that. So I don't really use the white balance part of setting part function of this light. If you use it, then good for you, you know. Not everybody does what you do, you know. So hey, I don't use the white balance. If you do use the white balance, that's you, and you know, you do what you do. As long as you know it works for you, it works for you. So yeah, so I would really recommend these lights. Plus they got a fan back here to cool down the whole system. Yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much it. So yeah, so I'll put some footage so you guys can see how my videos look using this light, so that way you can kind of judge for yourself and see if it's a good light or not. So thank you for watching again, and it's your boy Francis, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're new to the channel. And thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. More videos coming soon.